With the recent release of Kanye West's brand new album, Bully, it had me thinking, where does this stack up against his other albums? And what are my favorite Kanye albums in general? Kanye has so many classics, and he also has so many questionable moments throughout his career. But our GOAT is so back. He did those SoFi shows. Your boy was at one of them. Night 2, best day of my life. Our GOAT is so back. He beat the washed allegations. Bully overall has been received pretty well. I wanted to go through in a tier list style. Yes, a tier list format, kind of a throwback vibe. S tier, all the way down to F tier. Go through and rank these albums in release order, so we'll go through them the way they were dropped. We also have little fun ones like Yandhi thrown in here just to talk about. I thought this would be a fun discussion. This list is going to be all my opinion. So if you disagree, if your favorite album's in like B tier, doesn't mean I hate it. You feel me? Before we get into it, if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button, bell notification, never miss out on a video, as well as leaving a like and sharing this video with your friends. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow here. Let a boy cook. Let's get right into it with our first album. Of course, his debut project, The College Dropout. Oh man. Okay, this is a classic. Now, I got into Kanye kind of around high school. So the first album I really got familiar with was like Yeezus, The Life of Pablo. That was kind of my introduction to the Kanye world. I was a little bit late on the train. So some of these albums like College Dropout, Late Registration, they don't have that like nostalgic factor for me, sadly, but I can appreciate how great they are. Of course, this album is full of classics. I mean, truly every song on here. We Don't Care, All Falls Down, Spaceship is one of my favorites. Jesus Walks, of course, is like the big hit on here. Family Business, like, oh my gosh, this album has so many good moments. I think this is easily going to be our first S tier choice, and I don't think many people are going to disagree with that. And following that, we have Late Registration, which again, I think this is just an easy S tier. No, it feels kind of like a cop-out. College Dropout or Late Registration, which do I prefer? Honestly, I might be more of a Late Registration guy, but just like very slightly. These albums are very similar in terms of quality. Obviously, a song like Gold Digger was one of the big hits on here. One of my favorite songs is Roses. There's just so many good songs on here. Everything I said about the College Dropout can be said here about Late Registration. I think that's why it's going to be an S tier, just slightly above College Dropout for me. But if you have it the other way around, that's totally fair. Following that, completing his trilogy, he went with Graduation. And guys, what more do I need to say? Graduation is peak. Every song on this track list I go back to, maybe besides like Drunken Hot Girls, but even then, that song's kind of fun. Sometimes when I want to have a laugh, I'll put that song on. I can't even lie. Good Morning, Champion, Stronger, I Wonder, Good Life, Can't Tell Me Nothing. Being like, the way this album starts is crazy. We have songs like Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls being like the weakest songs on here, and they're still fine. Especially Barry Bonds. I'm actually pretty big on Barry Bonds. It should be in the Hall of Fame, realistically. You have hits like Flashing Lights, Homecoming. Like, oh my god, this album really has it all. I know this is crazy, and I promise I'm not just going to do this with every album. It's another S tier, and for me personally, it's my favorite of the three we've talked about so far. This album does a little bit more for me than something like College Dropout, Late Registration, just for me and my music taste, so I'm going to put it at the top of S tier. Then we have 808s and Heartbreaks. This album is so innovative, so unique. It's a breakup album. It kind of created like this auto-tune rap sound that is now very like infamous on everyone's kind of sound these days. Pun intended, this album, it's amazing. Now, I'm not going to go as far to say as it's S tier. I think this album is more like A-. The first couple songs on this album, we have Say You Will being an absolute classic. Welcome to Heartbreak, Cudi kills it on that song. Heartless, of course, being one of like his generational hits. Amazing is a vibe. Love Lockdown is my personal favorite on this album, I'd say. Paranoid, RoboCop, Streetlights, Bad News, See You in My Nightmares, Cold as Winter, Pinocchio Story. Are you kidding me? This album is so incredibly good, but I don't think it lives up to the standards of like a Graduation, a Late Registration, a College Dropout. It's going to be our first not S tier album. It's going to be A-. Is that fair? And I'm saying A- out loud because I know there's going to be a couple A tier albums that are slightly above it. So this is like my A- pick. Oh boy, you guys are going to be so sick of me because My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I mean, what can we say about it? It's peak. A lot of people's favorite Kanye West album, and gotta say, it might be mine too. Put it in S+. S+, because it's going at the top of S tier. This album is just generational. The intro being Dark Fantasy, that song's absolutely brilliant. Gorgeous, Power, All of the Lights, Monster, So Appalled, Devil in a New Dress, Runaway being like his greatest song, debatably. Hell of a Life, Blame Game, Lost in the World, Who Will Survive in America. Oh my god. It's overwhelming how good this track list is. I think Blame Game might be like the worst song on here, and it's still peak. Songs like Gorgeous and Hell of a Life are some of my favorite, like, underrated classics on this album. I absolutely adore them. Then you have, like, big hits. Something like Runaway, Power, and All of the Lights. Those 3 songs are all on this album, and they're, like, some of his biggest songs. This is an S+ album, in my opinion. It's debatably his best. We'll see if I put something ahead of it by the end of this tier list, but off the top of my head, I think it might be the best. Following that, we had a collab album between him and Jay-Z, Watch the Throne. Every song on here is just, like, pretty fun. There's a couple that are like, eh, but of course you have some hits on here, ones I can't even say out loud. But it's phenomenal. I think this album's a really good, fun time. I think it's fair to put it, maybe, like, B tier. I'd say B tier is fair, because there are some, like, songs that you're not really going to return to, but there's also some absolute bangers. It kind of just, like, exists in his catalog, which is crazy to say, because this album might be some artist's, like, best, but it's not even his best collab album. Yes, I'm glazing, I know. I'm going to put Watch the Throne in B tier, and that includes, like, the deluxe. I didn't do a separate thing for that. I think B tier is fair. Let me know what you guys think. Now, this might be where some controversy happens. Yeezus, dropped in 2013, was so different. This album is a totally different vibe from anything I've named so far. Like, 808s was quite different from his first 3. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was a big step, but Yeezus is, like, so weird. This is one of the first albums I heard by him. On Sight, Black Skinhead, I Am a God, New Slaves, Hold My Liquor, I'm In It, Blood in the Leaves, Guilt Trip, Send It Up, Bound To. It's a concise 10-song album, 40 minutes, and it's S tier. I know, you guys are probably like, does this guy put anything in a bad tier? We'll get there, okay? Yeezus, though, it is absolute peak. Maybe my favorite, it's close. I'm gonna put My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy ahead of it. I might even put Graduation ahead of it. But I think I'm gonna put Yeezus third, and I know you guys might be mad about that because the College Dropout and Late Registration are here. But Yeezus is gonna be my final S tier pick here, I think. I'm doing it. I'm putting Yeezus in S tier. This track list is phenomenal. There's not a bad song on it. I think the weakest is what, like Send It Up or I'm In It. I don't listen to I'm In It that much, but that's besides it, because this album is just brilliant. On Sight is one of my favorite Kanye West songs ever. Blood on the Leaves is incredible. Black Skinhead, like, it's peak. Anyone who doesn't think Yeezus is peak, get out of here. Now I have a tough decision because The Life of Pablo is next, and this album is brilliant. I do think there are some very high highs, some of Kanye's highest of highs on here. Songs like Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, songs like St. Pablo, No More Parties in LA, 30 Hours, Wolves, Real Friends. Like, there's so many great songs. Famous. But there's also some songs that kind of just, like, exist. And I think for that reason, it's going to have to go A+. This is basically an S tier, but I'm going to put it A+. I don't know if it's in the same level as, like, a Dark Twisted Fantasy, a Graduation, you know? But if you had it as your favorite Kanye album, as an S tier album, I wouldn't be mad at you. Honestly, this is probably the album I return to the most. But only for, like, the certain bangers. You know, the intro, Ultralight Beam, is peak. Like, it might be one of his best intros, if not his best intro. I'm going to put it at A+. It's tough, but I'm going to do it. Following that, we have Yay. It is a very short little tape here, but every song's incredible. If this album's longer, it's only 23 minutes, 7 songs. If this was like a 12-song album with all the quality that it has, this would be an S tier again. But with that being said, I'm gonna put it in A tier, below The Life of Pablo. I thought about Killing You is a crazy intro. Yikes is peak song. All Mine is probably like the weakest, but I still enjoy it. Wouldn't Leave is incredible. No Mistakes is great. Ghost Town, debatably like a top 5 Kanye song ever. And Violent Crimes, low-key same thing. Like, it's crazy. There's such good quality on this album. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think that's fair. I wish this album was longer. It's also one of my, like, most listened to albums for sure by him. Woo! Following that, we have Kids See Ghosts, Kanye and Kid Cudi's collab album. A lot of people will have this in S tier. What will I do? Just looking at the track list, it's incredible. Again, only 7 songs, 23 minutes. Feel the Love, Fire, Fourth Dimension, Free, Reborn, Kid See Ghost, Cuddy Montage. I think my favorite song on this album might be like Fourth Dimension or Feel the Love, personally. I know Reborn is like a huge hit on this album, but I think this whole album's incredible. But I'm gonna, if I said what I said about Yay, that it's kind of short, I feel like I have to do that here. Oh, does that make sense? I'm gonna put it at the very, very tip top of A+. Slightly ahead of The Life of Pablo. Even though I listened to The Life of Pablo a little bit more than this, I think this album's a little bit more consistent, a little bit better. So, it's gonna be slightly ahead of that. It's just so iconic. It hurts not to put it in S tier. It probably deserves S tier. Kid See Ghost and Life of Pablo are basically S tier. Let's be honest. But I'm going to put them at the top of A. After that, I'm going to throw a curveball in here. I'm going with Yandhi, okay? Obviously, Yandhi was not a finished album. Like, not even close. These songs were not complete at all. But what we got is Generation. It is. It's so good. If these songs were finished and complete and fully fleshed out ideas, this could be one of his best albums ever created, and a lot of people say that. There's some absolutely incredible songs on here, but considering it's not even a real album, I think giving it anything above a B would be kind of crazy. Is that fair? I'm gonna put it kind of at the back of B tier, just because it's not finished, just because it's not even real. I think that's fair, but it was a fun idea to throw it in here. Yandhi, of course, got turned into Jesus is King, and let me say this. Jesus is King is not nearly as bad as people say it is. It is quite heavenly. It is. Pun intended here. A song like Follow God is an absolute hit. I'm a sucker for Closed on Sunday, even though people don't really enjoy it that much. God is fantastic. I like Water a lot. Drink It. Use This Gospel is peak. I think this album probably is a C tier album for Kanye West, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. Does that make sense? And kind of just wanted to throw this in here. We have the Jesus is King Dr. Dre version. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but a Dr. Dre produced Jesus is King was surfacing online. I listened to it. I think it does a lot of things. How do I explain this? It improves Jesus is King in so many ways, but it also does some very questionable things, like using Eminem in his verse on Use This Gospel. I think it's going to also be C tier, but slightly above the normal Jesus is King. Is that fair? I feel like they're very even, but the Dr. Dre version kind of adds a little bit more depth to it, I can't even lie. I love the idea of Jesus is King, but the execution, C tier. We're going C tier. Following that, I went with Donda. I'm not going to rank the deluxe as a separate thing, so Donda, in general, its whole rollout, Donda Deluxe, whatever. God, this is actually a tough one. I think it's way better than people give it credit for. I'm going to put it B+. Like, top of B tier. It's honestly some of the most heavenly music he's ever made. This is like what Jesus is King wanted to be in so many ways. I feel like there's a lot of tracks on here. Jail is such like an eerie, like crazy way to really start this album. God Breathed, Off the Grid, Hurricane, Praise God being like bangers on this album. Back to back to back is pretty crazy. 24, Remote Control, Moon, the title track, Donda, Jesus Lord, New Again. Like, these songs are crazy. We also have one of his worst songs ever, Television, Jesus Christ, What Were You Doing? We also just have some throw-in songs, like the part 2s don't really do much for me. Come to Life is beautiful. No Child Left Behind. There's some great songs on here. I'm low-key debating A tier, but I'm going to leave it top of B. I think that's fair. My favorite song on here, I don't know, I'm a big Come to Life fan. I also really like 24. And of course, Off the Grid is insane. But this album's great. And you're not going to tell me otherwise. Oh boy, following Donda. What should have been his retirement album, Donda. We have Donda 2. I don't really feel like I need to talk about it. It has... Okay, hear me out. I was deep in my Kanye bag around this time when Donda dropped. Donda 2 came out. So there's like a weird part of me that enjoys it because I was watching those streams, you know, the release parties, the listening parties and stuff. So jealous. And then I really listened to them. I was like, wow. It's not great. It's super unfinished. It has some cool ideas. True Love is pretty good. I like Pablo unironically. It's a lot of mid with a lot of bad mixed into it. I think, like I said, there's a lot of really cool ideas. Like, what's that song? Security and Flowers. I feel like those are some cool ideas that I always really, like, had this weird love for, even though they're not great. I'm gonna put it in D tier. I think that's fair. It's not great. D minus, I'd say. It's close to F. It's a mess. It's a disgrace, low-key. And the song with Jack Harlow. Oh, Jesus. Okay, moving on. After that great release of Donda 2, we got Vultures 1. Now, on initial listen, I thought Vultures was pretty good. As time's passed, I've grown up. Vultures is not as bad as people say, but it is very, very mid. I think songs like Burn, Do It, Beg Forgiveness are pretty sick. There's some cool ideas in there. I like Stars. Carnival's, of course, the hit on here, and yes, as a repetitive and, like, not great as it is, especially Kanye's verse, it's a fun song to listen to, and you can't deny that. I'm gonna put it in D tier as well, probably slightly above Donda 2, low-key, just because the songs are, like, more complete. But there's a lot of bad in here. Hood Rat. I can't lie, I kind of like King, but it's also not good. You know what I mean? Like, I loved how unapologetic he was at first, but I'm just like, Jesus, that's a tough look at the same time. Vultures, it's alright. It was a crazy time to be alive when that was dropping. Then we got Vultures 2. Throw it in the garbage! Okay, I like Slide and Field Trip, and if everybody was on it, it would help a lot. But everybody's not on it. Instead, we got songs like Fried and, what's that other song? I don't know. And we have Husband. Husband is on this track list. There's so many bad songs on here. This is an F tier album, absolutely. Absolutely F tier. There's not a lot of redeeming factors on here. But following that, he announced Bully. And boy, was I scared. I thought Bully was gonna just do what he's been doing. You know, I was really scared we were gonna get HH on this album. I was scared we were gonna get something crazy. Cosby, Diddy. Diddy? He sure did. But then it came out. And I was nervous. And I was watching that album release party. And oh my god, I was walking around my room with a little bit more pep in my step that day. Because Bully is good. This is like, you know what, I'm going to say it backwards. This is a 7 or a 6 out of 10 album, in my personal opinion. I think this album's great. Not amazing, not perfect. Not even like one of his best. But it's such a big step in the right direction. I think from King all the way down to White Lines, this album is pretty brilliant. I think Circles is mid. Bad, dare I say. Preacher Man, I think, is pretty decent, especially with the live vocals. Beauty and the Beast is great. Damn is alright. I don't know. Last Breath could have been last one on the album, left out of the album, whatever. This one here, the ending's cool, but the song isn't great. I think Beauty and the Beast, with like this one here being the actual closer, would have been fine. But yeah, this album has some major standouts for me. King's amazing. Father is, of course, like one of the big hits right now. All the Love is one of the best songs he's made in quite some time. Punch Drunk, whatever works. Sisters and Brothers is one of my personal favorite. Bully is so good. Highs and Lows, like, come on, dude. This is a B tier album, right in the middle of B tier. Maybe the end. We'll see how I rank it. But I think this album's great. I think it's way better than a lot of us expected. So that is how I would rank every Kanye West album in a tier list. Let me know what you would change. Do you agree with my tier list? Do you disagree? Let's be civil about it. We're all here for the same reason. We all like Kanye, okay? Even if you try to deny it and don't stand by what he says sometimes, that's the GOAT right there. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe. Bell notification. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you want me to make in the future. I'll see you later. Or whatever. Peace.